Hey everybody, and welcome back to another lecture with Coding with Roby. And in this lecture, we're going to create our delete functionality to be able to delete a to-do. So the first thing we want to do is go into our todos.py file. At the very bottom, we're going to create our new delete to-do functionality. Now, one thing that's different between full stack applications and APIs are we're going to be using our router.get delete by to-do ID for the full stack application, while if this was just simply an API, we'd be using the .delete HTTP request method. But since this is a full stack application, let's do @router.get /delete/to-do ID. And then underneath, let's create the function of async def delete to do. And as the parameters, we're going to say request of type request, to do ID of int, which is going to be the path parameter, and db of type session, which equals our dependency of getDB. We then want to say to do model equals db.query models.todos, .filter models.todos.id equals to do ID, and .filter models.todos.owner ID is equal to 1. And then return the first record. And this is just verifying that the ID belongs to the user and is valid. If there is no item of to-do model, then we want to say return redirect response of URL is equal to to-dos, comma, status code equals status.http 302 found. If to-do model is not none, we can then say db.query models.todos.filter models.todos ID equals to do ID, and then say db.commit, and then finally return our redirect response to our URL of to-dos with the status code of status.http 302 found. Let's now jump back into our edit-todo.html page, and let's scroll down until we can see our delete button. And here we need to create an on-click listener. So let's say on-click equals double quotation marks window.location.href equals single quotes /todos/delete / our to-do ID of double brackets, and then we'll close off the single quote in double quotation marks. Let's save the application and then jump back to our browser, refresh our page, and I'm going to start back on our to-dos page. And from here, I'm going to say cut the grass because it is getting long. Let's edit it. And now let's delete. And I must have forgot to add the .delete functionality. So right at the end of our db.query_models.todos.filter by models.todos.id, right here we need to say .delete. Now let's go back to our browser and try again by refreshing the application and clicking Edit. And now let's click Delete. And there we have it. We are now deleting our to-dos based on the ID and validating that the owner ID is equal to 1 at this time before we implement authorization and authentication. This wraps up the lecture on how to delete a to-do, and I will see you in the next video.